All right, is there a motion that we go back into session?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. All right, we're going to move on to personnel appointments and board appointments now. Tina Shaw, Human Resources Manager, will discuss a Parks appointment.
Good afternoon. Before you, we have a couple of rehires for building monitors. We have Jake Bailey and Savannah Martin at $7.55 an hour effective today. And then we also have the Aquatic Center staff listing as well that is attached. And that would be as listed, and that would have been effective yesterday. They had orientation.
All right? Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded that these individuals be hired at the community center and at the aquatic center. Is there any discussion about that? These,
Just one question.
yes, sir.
First year, we don't have a lot of reoccurring folks.
We do, but this, we had some that left last year for the lifeguards. So they got older and left, and now the ones, they kind of move over from aquatic, from the aquatic assistants, from the snack bar, they come over there. So that might not be their first year here, it's their first year as a lifeguard.
Okay.
And this year, what we're going to do, unless we decide otherwise between now and then, is that we open this on Memorial Day, and we have been continuing to Labor Day each year, but once school goes back in session, the participation at the pool goes down significantly on school days. So I think we're going to close the pool and just keep it open on weekends once school hits. 'Cause we're paying people to stand around and guard no one for the most part. So that's what our plan is at this point. So is there, we've had a motion and second. All in favor in hiring these individuals, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Under board appointments, under item O here, I have two different appointments. First one, I would like to appoint Michael Pate, attorney in LaGrange, to the Ethics Commission for a term to expire May 7th, 2022. Michael would replace Jim Kamer. Jim has served 2 terms on the Ethics Commission, has done a very good job, even though fortunately we haven't had to call on the Ethics Commission very much. They're in place if needed, but each year they do review the financial disclosure forms submitted by the public officials in the community. I'm humbled to think that we have gone 8 years without a formal ethics complaint in our community. I think it shows the level of individual that we have serving in both the county government and in our other boards and commissions. And so we're proud of the fact that we have all been able to stay within the lines and not have to refer cases to the Ethics Commission. So, sir.
I'll make that motion.
Okay. Moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. And then another appointment I'd like to make, this would be to the Board of Adjustments. This would be the appointment of Tom Clemens to a term that expires on the 4th of April 19th, 2020. Many of you know Tom, a businessman in Louisville, or LaGrange here, operates a restaurant, and he's had a number of other activities he's been involved in. He would replace David, I want to say David Pate. I guess it is David Pate.
It is.
Right. We had Michael Pate and
Pate's
David.
everywhere.
And they're not related there. But David, the board in his position at the Baptist Healthcare just, conflicted too much on schedule. So he has to step down. I very much appreciate David's service to the community. Is there a motion to accept Tom Clemens here?
So move.
Any discussion on this? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. This is normally time for our second public comment. Instead of second public comment, I'm going to ask Jerry Nart to come up and be our public commenter here for just a moment. And we have are we going to have those salt bids?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, you've got them? Okay. Let's do that first, okay?
Okay. Judge, after consulting with the county treasurer and the county road superintendent, I'm going to make a motion to award a salt contract to Compass Minerals for $89.65 a ton for 2,750 tons.
Second.
Moved and seconded, the salt bid to be awarded to Compass Minerals. And what was that price again?
$89.65, I believe that's correct.
And I mentioned earlier that of the 2,750 tons, we're taking 200 tons as the
2,000.
county government, 2,050 tons that go to the Board of Education, 400 tons to the city of LaGrange, and 300 tons to the city of Crestwood. So we come together on that bid to try to be as efficient as possible. So all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. All right, now I'm going to ask Jerry to be our public commenter here, only because this morning at the staff meeting, Jerry mentioned a couple of things. One is that we've had our warning signs out 31 or 37 days.
31 days,
31 days, and we've had
37 activations.
37 activations, all right. And I've asked Jerry, and I'd like all of the members of the fiscal court to continue to promote our Smart 911. Do you want to maybe hold that card up? Guess I could too, for that matter, but we have a lot of people who know about our Smart 911 system and who haven't signed up, and I think it might be internet or cell phone fear, whatever it is that keeps people from doing that. And but we want as many people to have as many ways of knowing what's happening on the interstate as possible.
Yes,
The
sir.
signs give you obviously some information at the point of entry, but the Smart 911 system is free. You can sign up, be activated, and notified anytime in Louisville or at your home or wherever. Jerry, you want to refer?
Yes, Judge, members of the court, Madam Clerk, Mr. Carter, thank you very much for the opportunity. As the Director of Emergency Management for the county, I have the pleasure of overseeing the Smart 911 program that we have. As the judge mentioned, it's a notification system for members of and citizens of the county, and I guess even for people outside the county if you do business in the county or live nearby, to alert you to all kinds of things, not just traffic snarls. You can tailor it to what you want to be notified and how you want to be notified. So it can notify you about traffic situations on the interstate or other roadways that would hinder your travel to or fro where you're going. But you can also enter information for the fire service, for the police, for the EMS, to let them know about what you want them to know. You don't have to answer all the questions, but if you would have a parent or someone who's invalid, who is bedridden in a particular room in your house, for example, you can indicate that in the system to alert the firefighters or the fire service that if they get a fire response to that house, that they know to go look in that room immediately because they are being alerted to that fact on the way to the house. Also, if you have a burglar alarm, for example, that's attached to your house that notifies the police to respond, you can have in there, if you wish, and I want to stress that you only put in what you want to be known. You don't have to answer all the questions, and we're not trying to find out every little thing about you. But you put in there whose cars are there, how many cars, that when you have two white sedans, but the police show up and there's a red van there, and it's a burglar alarm situation. They can say, hey, no, there's a red van in the drive radio, what about that? So no, it's not on the list. Maybe a very legitimate reason why that red van is there. It could be a contractor or something, but at least alerts you to that information as well. So the Smart 911 system is just an amazing tool that you as a citizen of this county can enjoy and have for notifying you to things from travel to security to weather to whatever you might want to put in there. And so I encourage members of the community to sign up. To this date, we've had about 20,000 total subscribers, and that is for what we call all call, which means they sign up to get everything that we send out. Again, they've tailored it to how and where they get notified, but we have that many. But you can break it down to traffic, to weather, to many different things. And so I just encourage everybody out there to sign up because it helps us get the word out.
Measure die.
Jerry, where do you get those cards? I'm about Adam. I give those out pretty frequently.
We have a supply here in the fiscal court office. We can get you
All
signed.
right, okay. And the other thing you forgot, you can put pets on there. So
Absolutely.
if your pet boa constrictor is in the back bedroom, you can let the fire department know that he's that
Yes.
he's there.
Most definitely. And that one has come to play many a times. We've been notified, or the fire service has been notified that there are X number of pets there.
People think of just dogs, but cats, birds, and other
Well,
things.
regarding to the dogs, if the police are coming with a burglar alarm type of situation and know none of the owners are home, but there's a dog in there somewhere, they want to know that before they walk into the house. So thank you.
All right, and Jerry, we'll get the Crestwood Railroad track report here.
So since we've erected a new or modified the sign, since we put that up, this calendar year, we are at less than half of the number of trucks that have been stuck on that Railroad Avenue crossing. We've only had just a little more than half. We've only had 7 this year to date as opposed to 13 year to date last year. So hopefully that's working. If people don't pay attention to the sign, though, I'm not sure what we can do, Judge, but I do think it's helped.
Well, we've got as big a flashing yellow light there as you can see. It's still ignored by some drivers who are listening or watching their GPS, but it is helping.
Yes, sir.
And no one's been hurt there, so that's fortunate.
Absolutely.
Measure downs.
Just as a personal note about the Smart 911, I had to set that up for my parents. And now after having it, he says that the weather alerts that are sent out on the Smart 911 are faster than the ones he gets from the Weather Channel app and other apps. So there is a great benefit for the weather alerts, if nothing else. But the traffic alerts are great because I've had people ask, well, why are the signs flashing? And my smart aleckness comes out, and I say, well, if you had Smart 911, you would know why the signs are flashing. And it's amazing the number of people that will say, okay, I guess I'll sign up for that.
So a little bit about the weather alerts. As being part of the system, you have to sign on where the National Weather Service and Kentucky Emergency Management, it's part of the agreement that they take care of that, so to speak. We can add additional weather alerts out, but most of the time when those weather alerts come out, they're quicker than I can get to a computer and put them out because the National Weather Service has initiated it. It's gone to the state EOC and it comes right out to everybody. So that usually is quicker than I can.
We know how fast you type.
Measure Harrison.
Thank you, Judge. I have tried promoting this in my district, which extends out to Westport, but every time I do it, I get a severe pushback from many people down there who do not have internet, they do not have cable, and some do not even have landlines for telephones. And if there's some way that we could work together to increase that and have true countywide coverage, I can increase your enrollment.
Well, I don't even have a landline anymore because we have cell phones at the house, but.
Well, they don't have landlines because AT&T won't hook them up.
Well,
The
the
line's
thing-
across the street from their house.
Well,
They can't
this
get
is,
hooked up.
this is really tied into your cell phone too. If you
Understand?
The fact that they don't have the internet is the issue that I'm looking at because you have to log on in order to sign up to determine what you want. So, yes,
You can
okay,
use the
let
app.
me,
You can use the app on your phone. If they have a smartphone, you can use the Smart 911 app that's that all Google Play and Apple all have. So if they have a smartphone, they can log on.
They don't. They have flip phones.
Okay.
but sir, maybe we can, the next time there's a meeting or something down there, we can take a couple of laptops with a hotspot. And maybe those that want to come up, we can be there for a couple
And
hours.
I'm not looking for a temporary solution. I want a permanent solution.
Okay.
We say we've got countywide internet. We do not. We say we've got countywide this. We do not. We've got it in certain places. But the more remote you are here in the county, you lose services.
Well, that's the reason you weren't here, but last year, the fiscal court allocated $400,000 to buy, I think, 26 miles, Kevin, or 31 miles of fiber optic cable that is strung by the Kentucky Wired. I believe most of that is in, significant amount is in, and we'll be looking for vendors who are going to tap on to our Kentucky Wired service and be able to extend that out into these more remote places. And that'll help get it out there. That's part of our intention, is to get as much saturation as possible. And also having that Kentucky Wired we think is going to help drive the costs down for people who are on Spectrum and AT&T or anything else that might be out there, because when competition comes around, prices have a way of drifting downward. So,
Quote one of my more vocal constituents down there, bring it on.
yeah, right. Well, all right. Thank you, Jerry. I would like to mention that this is a card I have. Kevin Nuss and I have an ample supply of these cards in our office. If each of you would come and take a couple hundred of them, we could get them out. We had them printed. They're doing no good in our offices, and we do set them out here, and we have given them out ourselves, but the more people carrying, the better off we'll be. All right, thank you. Now, we're going to wind up in just a minute here, but we'll see if we have any final parting comments from our magistrates. Magistrate Likens, did you?
Yes, Judge, I did know you were going to start with me, but we had a very unfortunate occurrence. One of our magistrates, Albert Harrison's son, passed away a couple weeks ago, and I'd like for us just to remember Albert and Chad Harrison.
Thank you. Magistrate Tice.
Nothing today, Judge. Thank you.
Magistrate Harrison.
Thank you, Judge. The bridge is closed. If you want to be the last person to drive across the old bridge across 18 Mile Creek, you're late. We've got equipment and contractors down there now starting on it. They're 2 weeks later than the original start date, but we're optimistic that maybe it won't be as bad as they think, because originally the price includes replacing the deck and some of the piers. The contractor thinks maybe the piers aren't as bad as they thought, but they won't know for sure until they get the deck off. So keep lighting candles and keep your fingers crossed. The other announcement, I was hoping somebody else would bring this up. I believe this afternoon is the County Extension Open House.
Yes, that's today, actually,
Today from 5 till 7.
5 to 7.
And the address is 207 Parker Drive. And then finishing up with the military occurrences for this month. The entire month of May is a month of military caregivers. It's also the month of National Military Appreciation. And then on May 8th, tomorrow, is Victory in Europe Day. May 10th, Military Spouse Appreciation Day. May 11th through 19th, Armed Forces Week. May 15th, Peace Officers Memorial Day. And May 18th, Armed Forces Day. Thank you.
Magistrate Greenwell.
Thank you, Judge. There's only 16 days of school left. To say that the kids don't have their heads in their classroom is an understatement. So just keep your eye out, and let's end up the school year on a safe note.
All right, thank you. Magistrate Hounds.
Judge, I'd like to mention that the burn ban did start on May the 1st. Please be aware of that. Don't have to get a visit from the fire department. Tomorrow at the Pee Wee Valley Firehouse at 8607 Foley Avenue, myself and Representative Nemus are having a public meeting to talk about the Ash Avenue project. Short story is it's supposed to be completed by August the 1st. Magistrate Harrison, I wish you luck on your project. Hope it doesn't turn out like mine. So you get yours done timely. On, let's see, May the 13th at the LaGrange Baptist Church is the Oldham County Police Memorial Service at, I believe it's 7 o'clock. Everyone's invited to attend. It's a pretty good service. It usually lasts about an hour or so. That's all I have.
Magistrate Hawkins.
To reiterate what Becky had said earlier, Pick the Parks is Saturday, May 11th from 10 to 12. We'll we'll pick up the litter in the parks and try to keep the county that much more clean. That's all I have.
Measure die.
Say the date, June the 14th at Udell Gardens is Lincoln Day Dinner. You can contact the Republican chair at 222-1731. That's 222-1731. Again, June 14th at Udell Gardens.
Magistrate Logston.
Yes, I just want to thank Jerry for mentioning the Veterans Memorial Park at the beginning of our meeting. Again, it's this Saturday at 11 a.m. at South Oldham High School. There's going to be a kickoff for the Gold Star families. A lady by the name of Linda Rodman, her son Daryl Pottinger was in the U.S. Army, killed in Iraq in 29th of September 2003. She'll be a speaker. There'll be a flyover at 11:45. Usually we'll go in the auditorium, they give a speech, they honor people, and then they go out and by the flags and have a flyover. So just want to invite everybody to come to that. It's a great service.
All right, thank you. Well, we're at the conclusion of another meeting for today. Everything that I might have mentioned has already been mentioned, so I thank everybody for the good coverage. Thank Larry Brown from the Governor's Office for coming today and sharing the afternoon with us here at Fiscal Court. You're welcome to return anytime. We're always happy to see you. So, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Next, we have a Main Street report from Ms. Karen Eldridge.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Want to state your name, please, and who you are?
I'm Karen Eldridge. I live at 1203 East Moody Lane in Crestwood, but it's closer to LaGrange. Or I could say I live at 208 East Main